Hi, I am Johnny on the Spot, science reporter for the Real News Network, and today I'm being joined by
Professor Lizzie, Professor Yeet,
and Inspector Home Run.
And we're the Teenage Super Sleuth.
Okay, and for all of you listening at home, Professor Lizzie looks an awful lot like Taylor Swift. No. Professor Yeats looks an awful lot like Ariana Grande, and Inspector Home Run looks an awful lot like who?
The other way around.
It's the other way around?
No, I look like Ariana Grande. She looks like Taylor Swift.
Okay, we're having a little disagreement here in Adam Levine, but we'll be right back in a few minutes with some review of some of this cryptic information that they've sent me. Okay, all right. This is Johnny on the Spot, science reporter for the Real News Network, and today we've got some special guests. We have Professor Lizzie, Professor Yeet, and Inspector Home Run with us. And they're the Teenage Super Sleuths, and they have sent me some information that nobody knows. It's a very earth-shattering information, and once again they've sent me these cryptic observations. The first is the Holocene has been relatively stable. Now, Professor Lizzie, who people tell me looks a lot like Taylor Swift, is going to explain to me that the Holocene was the period since the last ice age, right? Then we have this multiple non-CO2 related warmings. Okay, and so I'm gonna have Professor Yeats explain that to me, and people tell me she kind of looks like Ariana Grande. And then we've got civilizations thrived during the warming periods, and Inspector Home Run back here, who looks like Adam Levine, he's gonna explain this one as well. So let's go and take a look and see exactly what they're talking about. But first, they sent me a video that they said, look, Johnny on the Spot, you got to watch this video.
Dr. Tim Ball, an historical climatologist, sent me one sentence, which I think is beautiful to end this particular topic if you want to go on to others. He said, "You can mention that it was warmer than today for at least 95% of the last 10,000 years." That's what he said.
Actually, 90% of the time since creation, the Earth was warmer than it is now, because the geological evidence indicates that over all of geologic history, 4.65 billion years, somewhere between 5 and 10% of that time was there any substantial ice on Earth. And now there is. There's Greenland, Antarctica, and then summer ice all over the planet, well, lots of places. So you're talking 5 or 10% of the time was the planet cooler than it is now.
Wow. Did he say 95% of the time things were warmer than they are today?
Yeah.
And you believe that nonsense? Al Gore told me the exact opposite. But you're believing those guys. Even the guy, you said you kind of thought the guy with the beard was kind of cute, though, right? Is that right? You thought the guy with the beard was kind of cute? All right. So, okay, so let's get back to business here. All right. This is what you sent me, and this is what the Holocene is. Inspector Home Run. You were telling me that the Holocene is the period since the last ice age?
Yes.
And so that goes back 11,000 years?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And so what you're telling me is this proves Al Gore wrong. And
yes,
so
it does.
No, Professor Yeats, now what you're telling me, you said a minute ago that the climate is always changing. And this is the temperature graph up here, and to me it looks like the temperature is always changing.
It's going
so,
up and down
so
and
there
up
is
and down
there
and
is
up
no
and
such
down
thing
and
as a
up and
stable
down
climate.
and
So
down
Al Gore is kind of like barking up the wrong tree.
Exactly, he's wrong.
Oh, I can't believe that. You know, every single classroom out there is being taught that Al Gore is right.
No, that's a lie.
But they don't have
We just proved him
PhDs.
wrong.
They don't have PhDs at 13 years old either. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so let's take a look here. So back here, when the first farms were being built in Mesopotamia, it was extremely warm. Now I just want to make sure I got this right, that I'm reading your chart right. This is where we are today, right? This is today.
Yes.
Okay, and unless my eyes are lying to me, everything looks 95%, like the professor said. 95% of this chart is above that level, right?
Yeah.
That's not being unreasonable.
There's only like one small.
So that professor,
the second lowest.
That professor was right. You were right, and Al Gore's wrong.
Exactly. That's what we've been telling
Is that
you.
well, maybe I got to remember.
This is
I don't
top
have a
secret.
PhD like you do, though. Okay, and so let's take a look. So first of all, looks to me like temperatures started to increase very rapidly, but it shows here that CO2 fell through the floor. Can that be? That's inverse. That's the opposite of what Al Gore tells me. That doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
he's a liar.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty harsh language. But look here. So we get in this very volatile time period, and CO2, bottom line is temperatures increased, CO2 fell. Now we get over here, and society's thriving, like you pointed out. This is when they built the pyramids, and that's about 4,500 years ago. So they built the ice ages here, and the pyramids here, and that was well above where we are today. And then we went through another period called the Minoan warming period. Now that's the Bronze Age, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the Minoans? Wow. And then you had the Roman warming period, and that's right here, and that's above where we are today. Then you had the medieval warming period, and that's right here. So every single major temperature peak before occurs above where we are today.
Exactly.
That's the message you're trying to communicate. But
Yes.
wow. But by the way, look here. This is even more interesting. See how temperatures fell during this period? Look at the CO2. CO2 increased during that period. Once again, it's the opposite. It seems to me that increasing CO2 leads to lower temperatures, not higher. Just Inspector Home Run. Are my eyes lying to me?
No, it looks like CO2
Whew.
is at probably a fourth highest that it's
Yeah,
ever been.
some of the lowest levels.
And we're at one of the lowest temperatures that we've ever.
That's
that the Earth has been
absolutely.
at.
Well, actually, I think CO2 is really up here at 400 parts per million, and so it's this chart doesn't have the most recent CO2 levels because it comes from the ice cores. So this is what I think we have. We definitely have some secret science here, and you were telling me that this information should only be shared with your most trusted allies.
Yes.
This
Yes, no
this
one
is the
else.
type of
No
information
one else.
that you might have the FBI raiding your house if people know about this
Yeah, this
information.
is top secret.
Top secret.
No one can know
Share
about this.
only with the
Only
most
the
trusted out,
people.
and never show it to your teachers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It cannot be shared.
Go like, share, subscribe, and comment. Check back frequently because you're going to have more videos. Okay?
Yes.
And most
Yeah.
importantly, share
Yes.
these with your most trusted allies.
Yes.
Signing out.